Hello YouTube, Brandon here, and I'm bringing you another review of another one of my Emersons. This is a CQC-15 vintage 2011. Pretty good little knife. Obviously I've had it for quite a while, and I've used the crap out of it, as I'm sure you can see. Let me see if I can get, there's a little scratching from resharpening and all that excitement. So anyway, this is the CQC-15. We'll go through the basic stats of it, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right. So per standard Emerson, this is 154 cm blade steel. The handle is made out of G10. This G10 has a pretty good texture to it. It's very grippy, so that's nice. It's kind of an interesting blade shape. I believe this was a cross between their Commander knife and their CQC-7 blade design. So what you ended up with was kind of like a recurve drop point Tanto hybrid, which I thought was real cool, and that's actually what sold me on this knife in the first place. The locking mechanism, as per most Emersons I've seen, is the liner lock. Emersons, because of the wave feature, you have to buy them with the intended carry option built into them. So this is a tip up, right pocket only carry, which is how I carry anyway, so it works for me. The Rockwell hardness of this blade is 57 to 59 Rockwell. As I mentioned earlier, this will open via the standard Emerson thumb stud, the circle disc, or via the wave feature. And if you're not familiar with the wave feature, basically if this is sitting in tip up in the right pocket and you pull it out at an angle, it's going to catch on your pocket and it's going to deploy like that. It's going to just pull it right out. Okay. The actual blade length is 3.9 inches. The blade width is the same as my other Emerson's, 0.125. The overall length with the knife open is 8.9 inches, and the overall weight is 4.8 ounces. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we can kind of go, again, front to back, and we'll work through it. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, this is kind of a cool hybrid of a drop point and a Tanto and a recurve all in one easy operation. This has a nice V grind down both sides. The primary bevel, I should say, was a V, and then the secondary bevel initially was also a chisel, but I've resharpened it enough to the point where it's basically just a V all the way down at both the primary and the secondary bevel. If we look at the top here, you can see it's pretty much the same width all the way down to the point, and it has a nice kind of a spear point there. Going back, we have the standard circle disc thumb stud. Again, just like with the other Emersons, the pivot screw is a flathead, and the screws holding on the G10 are Phillips, and I wish they had a little more consistency with that. You know, just pick Torx and stick with Torx, or pick Phillips and stick with Phillips. So that's just my thing. We have a little jimping here on the inside. We also have jimping on the top and up the thumb ramp, which is really good. As usual, I found Emerson ergonomics to be fantastic. This handle feels really good. Not as good as my CQC-11, but very, very serviceable. I like it a lot. More jimping here at the end. You have a nice little hook here, a little choil, so if you want to hold it in reverse grip, you can get a good grip either forward or backward. Again, we have the spacer here on the back, the standard Emerson pocket clip, and a little lanyard hole, you know, whatever. All right, so a couple things I don't like about the knife. Number one, this blade geometry is hard to sharpen without screwing up this nice angle they have here. At least it's hard to sharpen for me. I'm not an expert sharpener, but for me it's hard. They haven't milled out any of the steel on this side of the frame, which doesn't make sense to me. I think you'd want to lighten the blade, not on the locking side, but at least on that side I would have liked that milled out. And lastly, the reason I'm going to be selling this knife is because of the locking mechanism. I've just, you know, I had an incident with another liner lock that didn't quite work the way it was supposed to, and that's kind of ruined my opinion of liner locks. So I'm actually liquidating all my liner locks, and I'm going to be sticking with axial pin style locks pretty much from this point forward. One, because I have more confidence in them at this point, and two, because I will also have a uniform way of deployment and locking for all my EDC knives. So unfortunately, I'm going to be selling all the ones that don't conform to the axial pin style locking mechanism and the tip up carry option. So unfortunately, this one has to go. It's a great knife, and if it fits what you're looking for, I'd highly recommend getting it. It feels good in the hand. It holds a good edge. I just don't like the locking mechanism. So, yep. All right. Thanks for watching.